In this lesson, we're going to be simplifying variable expressions. To do this, you need to look at an expression and find your terms first. The terms are going to be separated by operation. So on this expression here, 2x minus 5x plus 3, I have three terms. The first term is a positive 2x, the second term is a negative 5x, and the third term is a positive 3. When you identify your terms, you always take the sign out in front. So here, this is a positive 2x, this is a negative 5x, and this is a positive 3. The numbers in front of the variables are called coefficients. So this is a coefficient, and whoop. Let's see here. There we go. 2 is a coefficient, and negative 5 is a coefficient. Again, you're always going to want to take that sign out in front. Coefficient is just a number in front of a variable. That last number, that 3, does not have a variable. When a number or a term does not have a variable, that's called a constant. Okay, you're going to be hearing me use those vocab words throughout this lesson. In order to simplify variable expressions, you're going to have to know what like terms are. So let's write that definition down. Like terms are variables raised to the same power. Variables raised to the same power. This expression has two like terms, and those two terms are 2x and negative 5x because they have the same variable, and those variables are raised to the same power. So I can combine these two. The first part of your homework is going to be to identify terms, coefficients, constants, and like terms. Let's go ahead and do that now. We're going to do that with the expression 13c minus 4 minus 5c minus 6. Again, you're going to need to identify four things. You're going to have to identify the terms, the like terms, the coefficients, and any constants. So I'm just going to list them out. As I stated before, terms are separated by operation. So here I have a 13c, a negative 4, a negative 5c, and a negative 6. This expression has four terms, and I'm just going to list them. 13c, negative 4, negative 5c, and negative 6. It doesn't matter the order in which you list them. Like terms have to have the same variables raised to the same power. So I see that 13c and negative 5c are like terms. This negative 4 and negative 6, they're also like terms because they both do not have a power. Now I need to identify the coefficients. Coefficients are the numbers in front of any variable. So positive 13 and a negative 5 are my coefficients. You do not need to list the variable after them. The variable is not a coefficient. The constants are any numbers that are by themselves or without a variable. So I have two constants this time, negative 4 and negative 6. Once you're able to identify all those four things, we're finally going to be able to simplify the variable expression to achieve our goal. So let's try that. Before you can simplify, you have to identify your like terms. The way I like to do this is to circle my like terms. So like terms are variables raised, same variables raised to the same power. So here I can see that these variables are the same. So I'm going to circle them both in red. Again, I'm taking the sign out in front. That's also important. Negative 9 and positive 20 are left over. They are also like terms because they both do not have a variable. They are both constants. So maybe I'll underline these to show that they're like terms. I found them my like terms, so now I can simplify. Start with your variables. You're going to work with the coefficients, and you're going to read it exactly what it says. This says 12 minus 7. 12 minus 7 is 5. And that variable follows. Then you're going to work with the constants. Again, read it exactly what it says. This says negative 9 plus 20. Integer will say difference, sign difference. So I'm going to subtract 20 minus 9, and that's a positive 11. This is as far as we can go. Because these two are not like terms, you cannot combine them. Let's try another one. Negative 7b plus 3 plus b minus 10. Before you can combine anything, you need to identify your like terms.
Please pardon this interruption. Because it's raining in a couple minutes, the children will be coming in.
Okay. My like terms are negative 7b and positive b because they have the same variable. The constants are also like terms. Now that I identified my like terms, I can combine them. Do exactly what it says. Negative 7 plus, when a variable is by itself, there's always a 1 in front of it. Negative 7 plus 1 is a negative 6b. Now work with your other like terms, the constants. 3 minus 10. If you can't do this, work with it off to the side. Positive 3 minus 10. Keep, switch, opposite. Get negative 7. Negative 6b minus 7. Okay. Let's move on to the last step. The last step is simplifying expressions with parentheses. So let's say we have the expression 5 times the quantity, 6 plus b, plus 4b, minus 9. This is combining our last two lessons together. You're going to have to do multiplication before you start combining like terms, before you start adding and subtracting. It's just like following order of operations. So do the distributive property first, and then combine like terms. Okay, so yesterday I learned the distributive property is whenever there's a number next to a set of parentheses, I distribute or multiply that number to both terms on the inside. I have a 6 and a positive 1b. 5 times 6 is 30, and 5 times 1 is a positive 5b. And then I'm going to drop the rest of the expression down. Now I can continue what we learned today, combine like terms. So I need to identify those like terms first. I have a positive 5b and a positive 4b. And then our constants are also like terms. I'm going to start with the variables first. 5 plus 4 is 9b. Now I'm going to work with the constants. 30 minus 9 is a positive 21. Maybe you work with the constants first and your answer was 21 plus 9b. That means the same thing. Let's try one more. This is going to be a harder one. This is an example of a hard problem. 20u minus 6 times the quantity u plus 5. This time my distributive property that negative into the parentheses. So here I have negative 6 times a 1u. And I have negative 6 times a positive 5. Negative 30. I'm going to drop down everything else I didn't use. If you don't distribute that negative, your answer is not going to be correct. Now I need to identify my like terms. Like terms are variables raised to the same power. So here I have 2 u's that are like terms. That negative 30 does not have any like terms. I'm just going to leave it for now. 20 minus 6 is 14u. Again, now that